This next example says use the graph of a known basic function and a combination of horizontal shifts, reflections, and vertical shifts to sketch the function. Our function is g of x equals negative x squared minus 2. So our first thing we need to do is take notice of the power of the 2 right there. That's going to tell us what our basic function is. I usually call it base function. So our graph will have a similar picture to a parabola like this. So because our basic graph or base graph is y equals x squared, we know the basic shape that it will be in. Then we're going to analyze that equation to see what transformations we have. So I've got a transformation right here of minus 2 and a transformation right here of this negative. Those are things that are going to change what the original graph looks like. So let's start with that minus 2. That minus 2 is a vertical shift. I know it's a vertical shift because I have a few things memorized. Shifts always happen when you have adding or subtracting in your equation. So because I have a subtraction here, I know it's a shift. But I know it's a vertical shift because of where that adding and subtracting occurs. So because this subtracting happened away from that squared, I know that it's a vertical shift. If the adding or subtracted was inside of that squared, then it would be a horizontal shift instead of a vertical shift. And then that minus 2, the fact that it's a minus tells me that I'm going to go down 2 units. Minus for down, if it were plus, I'd be going up. Let's talk about the other transformation, which is that negative. That negative is a vertical reflection. So I know it's a reflection because of the negative. Anytime you have a negative multiplied onto your function, it's going to be a reflection. And then just like I talked about in the shift, the location of that negative makes a difference of whether it's vertical or horizontal. So because that negative is outside of the squared, it is a vertical shift versus a horizontal shift. So let me show you the difference. So we have negative x squared, which is a vertical reflection. If you had negative x squared like this, it would be horizontal. So this one is vertical, and this one is horizontal. So now we're going to graph this equation with this knowledge. So what we do is we start with y equals x squared. So that's a graph that just quick sketch looks like this. Then we are going to do the vertical reflection. So if I were to throw in that negative, what that does is it gives you a mirror image going over the y-axis. And then if I throw in the last transformation, which is the minus 2, that is going to shift all the points down too. So instead of crossing at the origin, I'll cross at negative 2. So we get this, get this picture here. So I'm going to draw the final graph here on the grid. It will look like this. And that is our graph drawn with the idea of transformations. Thank you for checking out my videos. Have a great day.